During this holiday season, give your loved ones a gift that keeps on giving for the rest of their life. Torpedo Pot is the only affordable self-growing flower pot that ensures your future food survival. All you do is add soil, seeds, and seedlings to the flower pot and watch your plants grow. Torpedo Pot can grow nutritious food in such abundance and variety that you can produce more food than your local farm. Visit www.torpedopot.com.
Why are white aristocrats so terrified of black babies, of black families expansions? Prince William, the second in line to the British throne, has stirred another outrage by blaming Africa's population increase for the continent's decreasing wildlife. Many have criticized this father of three for blaming African families for having too many children. Others have pointed out that the United Kingdom is significantly more densely inhabited than any other portions of Africa, and that British hunters and colonial settlers are to blame for the indiscriminate slaughter of animals, not to mention the impact of global warming and climate change, which is largely due to William's forefathers and countrymen and neighbors, and many put at risk of being harmed 25 to 40% of animal species in African national parks. However, nothing has been stated regarding white elites' historical aversion of black fertility and black children. William mentioned the problem of continent's growing population for the second time, having previously raised it in 2017. In the same year, French President Emmanuel Macron, who enjoys discussing Africa's birth rates, blamed the continent's civilization difficulties on countries with 7 or 8 children per woman. This comes in not so long ago when I just reported on a mother with 44 children in Uganda. And of course, there was William's own sister-in-law, Meghan, an African-American lady, who said last year that some in the royal family were anxious about her and Prince Harry's son not having the desired royal color. The core argument of the population bomb, we feel, is still self-evidently correct. The ability of Earth to generate food and support people is finite, stated Paul and Anne Enrich in 2019 on their seminal 1968 book on the perils of overpopulation. There are only two kinds of solutions to the population problem. They said once more. One is birth rate solution, in which we look for ways to reduce the rate of birth. The alternative is the death rate solution, in which we seek ways to increase the death rate, such as wars, hunger, and pestilence. However, it seems impossible and improbable that, like Thorns, the villain of Marvel's Avenger, Infinite War, they would collect all the infinite stones and snap their fingers to delete populations evenly across the planet to obtain the optimal amount of people Earth could reportedly happily hold. It's instructive that the population bombs, disturbing, apocalyptic descriptions are the teeming misery in 9 white countries like India rather than Europe or North America. Similarly, today, rhetorics of environmental and humanitarian concern is used to mask dark anxieties, despite William's personal efforts. Europe's population is aging and stagnating, in contrast to Africa's youthful and rising population. Africans could more than triple to 4.5 billion people in a century, accounting for 2 out of every 5 people, while Europeans will likely drop by approximately 100 million. there could be 7 Africans for every European by 2100. The idea of Europeans taking a back seat to Africans is surely adding gasoline to the fire. With the development of Asian giants like China and India already surpassing and supercharging white racist sentiments and literally fueling the comeback of right-wing extremism. The absolute number of people in Africa are far from being a problem for our environment, more so because of the very light footprint of the people here. This is said by the Kenyan ecologist Dr. Mordecai Ogada, co-author of The Big Conservative Lies, which focuses on the policy problems and prejudices underlying wildlife conservation in the country. Many indigenous tribes, he says, have little incentives to harm the environment, which they likely rely on to meet their basic requirements. Many Western do-gooders look at human numbers instead of human behavior when it comes to the environment. It is the same false logic that urges African societies who have coexisted with wildlife for millennia are the true threat, while Westerners who have driven most of their own wildlife to extinction have all the answers. The discussion of overpopulation also feeds into narratives that aims to absolve the Western of all responsibilities of Africa's issues. Africa is poor and malnourished, according to their story, because there are too many Africans who are inept at governing their own affairs without murdering one another and incapable of managing the continent's natural resources and animals. Does this ring a bell? It was all pretext for the civilization and civilizing mission that served as a cover for Europe's savage plunder for Africa. When compared to the misfortune of actually hosting Africans, the legacy of colonialism and the genocide repressions and murders, the trade and financial systems that continue to milk the continent for the benefit of outsiders at the expense of locals, the intervention of the prop-up murderous kleptocratic regimes, and the destruction of the global environment pale into insignificance. This, like his forefathers before him, William sees it as the continent's and the world's genuine tragedy. Hey, what do you think about the whites' fear for the growing African population? Please come and let me know in the comment section. My name is Osie The Born Child, and thank you so much for watching. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to Africa Diaspora News channel, and also look for me at Osie The Born Child on YouTube. Until next time, love you so much. Bye-bye. Take care.
Living in America as a black person, you recognize there is one set of laws for you and one set of laws for those, especially in the white community. In our book, Passive Aggressive Racism in the System of White Supremacy, I take you through times in my life when I first started noticing white supremacy. We teach you how to recognize it, identify it, and also counter it in our book. This book is a beginner's course for those that are just starting to wake up and open their eyes to see the system of white supremacy. As a black American person, you must understand this system, because this system is life or death to you. How you handle it, how you deal with it, it can affect your mental health if you don't understand this system. Pick up our book, Passive Aggressive Racism and the System of White Supremacy, today on Amazon.